Hello everyone, welcome in. Hi, I'm Chef Jay Tay. Happy to see all of you back. Hello there, Will Poker. Almost tried to combine Wolf with Will. I'm welcome in, Uncommon Wolf. Hello there, Will. Welcome in, JK. Hello, Sahara. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see, I hope I'm not missing anyone here. Yep, I think that was it to start tonight. Happy to see all of you back. We're doing onion rings tonight. It's the ingredient challenge night, and so I am challenged to make onion rings a part of dinner and dessert. And I think I got a pretty good one for you. I'm sort of happy with tonight's dinner. I unfortunately did not get the coffee going ahead of time. I also have slightly upped the face detection requirements on that, so hopefully it doesn't flash over as much when I'm not actually looking at it. Welcome in, Nan Reader. Don't know why I've been feeling sort of anxiety, stressy, like all day. So I said I got a pretty good one for you, and then I promptly got quiet. The plan for tonight are onion ring rolls, a stuffed onion ring dinner, stuffing onion rings with chicken and spinach and mozzarella, maybe some Parmesan, maybe we'll make a bechamel with that, I don't know. And then dessert, going to be doing a tart. I am going to make a bacon, maple, and walnut tart with onion rings as the crust, with a little bit of added dough. Did I watch the shuttle launch? I did. I did. I actually watched it in two screens. Both of my two screens back there. One dialed into a streamer who was watching it, and the other one that was just straight NASA feed. I also posted in Discord that SpaceX finally filed for its IPO, which I also said with that, I don't know what's there to invest there. Like, I think they have nothing but, like, corners to cut at this point. Like, they're not... That said, I know the public's probably going to go crazy, but... Rip Tesla, because there's probably, like, half of Tesla's investors going to leave them for SpaceX. Captions, you okay? Well, regardless if captions are okay, I appreciate you all hanging out with me tonight. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Cheers. Where do we start tonight? Getting advertisements off screen. That's still an advertisement, but we'll leave it because I think it's small enough you ain't gonna read it. We're starting with bread tonight. Bread. Probably the last of my yeasties, too. No, not quite. There's still at least another couple rolls in there. My bad. Okay, I keep forgetting to do this. We're gonna figure out what is flashing white in the center of this screen. That. Well, that was easy. It was the top one. Hopefully that doesn't flash anymore now when I go back to the cutting board. Looks almost like a yeast milkshake. How it goes from like pebbly and almost sand-like in the center to like soft and foamy on the exterior, on the edges. maybe a half teaspoon of sugar there. Just a little bit of sugar, just to make them happy. Hey, El Capitano. Welcome, welcome. Doing this dish with AP flour. I don't have any bread flour left. I would prefer to do this with bread flour. You know how it's sort of all sunk down to the bottom now, and now it'll start popping back up. It'll start bubbling back up, almost like it'll look. There's no heat there, but it's gonna start an extremely slow boil. Just a little bubble up every now and then of yeasties. Maybe I'm a little early. Or I've missed it and it's happening on stream. Give that a good spin. And pour that over our flour. Let's get the hands dirty. Don't need extra things dirty. I think that's feeling a little dry. We'll give that a touch of half and half. Hey, Knowledge. Yeah, Capitano, I did see that. Sort of exciting. It sounds like some of you got rehooked into space. Or hooked for the first time, I don't know. Hey, Rosewitch. Let's see, how does this work tonight? Let's see if that's... Oh, that's not doing very much tonight, is it? That wasn't very exciting. We're doing onion rings tonight. And for onion rings, I am going to be doing 3 dishes. Well, I'm going to be doing onion ring rolls. I'm going to be doing stuffed onion rings, stuffed with spinach, chicken. I've got cauliflower to roast to have on as a side. And then for dessert, going to be doing a maple yogurt tart with bacon and walnuts with a crust made from onion rings. Frozen onion rings were the specific challenge. So I'm going to sit here and find myself some nice rings that I can double up here, or that will work for stuffing. I like the smell of the batter on these. I don't know that I love the coat on them, but I like the smell of them. Alright, so this is actually going to be 2 biggies and 2 smallers. Oh, we're too zoomed in. So these are going to be our stuffed onions. I need a couple more of that size. These are all too small at this point. Almost threw out the onion rings. We just want the big good ones. Let's see if we can't get a 3rd layer on the big ones. There we go. And a backup. That's not a backup. That's a partial. Not a ton of hopefuls here for that. They're all smaller in this batch. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. You are broken, otherwise... I guess you're acceptable as broken. Okay, so we need that and that for our main dinner. We need onion rings for our tart bottom, which is going to be the majority of these, but I want to see if I can't find, like... There we go. There's our ones for the rolls, and then we need a second set of them. We can crush up the rest of this. The rest of this gets chopped up. Now that I've figured out what I'm doing with everything here as far as my onions. These smell so good. Makes me want a fresh onion ring. Do the broken parts first. They're easier to chop. I'm sort of torn on telling people what I'm doing during stream. Because I feel like I have a certain percentage of people that just come in here, ask what I'm doing, and dip. Oh, and that... Exactly, Will. That's, I wasn't trying to call out anyone. What story are you writing on? Not to keep you from getting your work done. Going back to the shuttle, I am sort of excited for space stuff to be back. If that's what you're going to call it, back. Excited to see us going to the moon, but wish we were more planning on going to Mars. Or Neptune, or... We're about to go to ads here, though. So I will see all of your lovely faces when we get back from our top of the hour ads. Okay, bread is almost there. Onions, we're getting there. Bread's just sort of chilling at the moment. I'm not heavily kneading that yet. We're going back to that. Okay, next steps here. I think we're going to take some of these see if I can't throw them back in the freezer for a little bit. Hi, Soph. Thank you for the resub. Greatly appreciate that. That's a year. It's a year. Thank you for a year of subscribing. I'm now going to try and knead that in. Oh, that's cold. So those that may be just coming into the channel and curious what the heck I'm doing, I'm making onion ring buns. Isn't that obvious? This smells so good, like kneading this with the onion and the garlic and the toppings. Like so much more of the onion's actually coming out with me kneading this. It smells much less like onion rings now, and much more like sort of cooked onion. I imagine this would probably be a pretty good hack for a little neighborhood bar or something like that if you have onion rings and you end up with leftover onion rings. What happened to that invention of smell-o-vision in Japan a couple of years back, or probably a decade ago now, or longer? Company that was going to sell you a whole bunch of different cartridges and produced a good portion of smells, supposedly. Marketing. Demo product. Where's that at CES? Alright, I'm going to let this hang out and proof for a bit. It's got all sorts of onion ring bits in it. It is a bit dry. Probably mostly from me switching from bread flour typically for this recipe to AP flour. I expect them to be a drier roll and not as soft too because of that. But it's what I got. I still keep forgetting to go and buy more. But now that I have to remember to buy yeast, I'll probably remember to get proper flour around the house again. Alright, I'm going to give this a little bit of a finer chop for turning it into tart dough. That's closer. It's still not really there, but I don't feel like putting it through food processor. And it's going to be a dough, so I'm saying it'll be okay. fan on behind me. Hi there. How you doing, Mr. DeVille? I'm gonna call that a cup and a quarter. Add a half cup of flour to that. Not nearly as much butter as I would normally put in pastry dough, considering it's got the oil from the onion rings. And I'm also hoping that the water is going to, from the onions, is going to help hydrate this. I should probably add a small pinch of salt. That's our problem. It's sticking up on bottom because you are mashing up enough. This is now twice that I've gone for the potato masher instead of the cutter for making a biscuit-like dough, and it's been a mistake. I don't know why I'm doing this. So we'll fix that and go use the proper tool here. Then instead of mashing it all together, cuts it, at least somewhat. I am beginning to question if I'm going to be able to fit the tart pan that I was originally planning to do. I was planning on doing my rectangular one with this. I might have to go for a smaller one? Question mark? What you looking at, camera? Why are you looking at the other camera? Don't look at the other camera, look at me. Why are you trying to... Get over here. I think I'm going to add more flour and butter, therefore increasing our actual dough. Touch of cold water in there to help let it all come together. Yeah, we're gonna let that rest now. Yeah, we'll let it rest in the pan. We'll press it in the pan and let it rest. Alright, there's our tart dough. I'm going to allow that rest in the fridge. Need you in a couple of minutes. Coffee break. I do, but I use a machine these days. I have stones, but I don't bother with them anymore. Do recommend you learn on a stone. Do recommend that you, first off, because it's cheaper, but smaller initial investment. But also, so that you know how to sharpen it. And if you're working professionally, there's a good chance you may want to sharpen your knives in a particular way. Used to be a lot easier, too. Well, used to be a lot easier. I don't know what I was going with that start of that sentence. Used to be much easier to find someone to sharpen your knives if you didn't sharpen them yourself. I've noticed that sort of disappeared in the internet age, too. I know there's a whole bunch of companies out there now where you can, they'll send you an envelope or a special knife sending box or something, and you can ship them out and have them sharpened and they'll send them back to you. I don't know if I want to send my knives that I care about in the postal service normal mail. Maybe something insured, but I mean, it used to be there was a knife store right downtown Santa Rosa in the mall. And then ain't there anymore, I don't think. It's been a while since I've been to the mall itself, so. Get a pan set up for doing bacon. I've had people sharpen things for me even though I can sharpen them too. Like, I've thrown a couple of bucks to the guy that does the farmers markets around here. Actually, to more than one of them. You know, to do scissors and some things like that. That was a little more, you know, hopeful for quid pro quo sort of stuff there. I would sell coffee to them. I would sell them food. I gave them a little business in return. I don't know if those guys are even around anymore either. Like, there are one or two dudes that used to drive around and go to special events and stuff like that with a couple of grinders in the back of their truck. and have like an enclosed truck or a small commercial truck with some grinders built into the back. I don't think I've seen them either. Alright, so we got our bread started. Got that going. We need to get our oven preheating. Okay, onion rings for rolls are going to go in with the bread up here, just to give myself some room. That's sort of where I am with the mall. Like, I don't go to the mall. Well, I never really was one of those kids that went to the mall to hang out at the mall. But I don't think any of the malls around here even have movie theaters. I think all of our movie theaters are, like, disconnected from the malls. Is there one in Cottingtown? I don't go to movies either. Like, I know there's a big one near the airport. There's a big one downtown, but it's not part of the downtown mall. I know there's a big one in Roanoke Park. I know there's a big one in Petaluma. I'm not sure what's up with Sonoma. But the last couple of times I've gone to the mall, it's been things like, I think Cinnabon won one of the challenges. Yeah, Cinnabon won one of the challenges, and so I went to the Cinnabon there. That's the last time I remember going there. Chicken. It's time for chicken. Don't worry, it likes that. It's a good stretch. As I cut through half of the... I still haven't even decided what part of the chicken that I'm using for tonight's dinner. Ooh. Tricky little wishbone here tonight. That's one beat up wing right there. I didn't see that earlier. Good thing that's not being used for anything but stock. Hey, coffee cake! I know that word. Was I wrong with that? Exclamation mark pro. Yeah, that doesn't... The rest of that looks fine. And then we left this up here. Any other bone chips or anything? No, we're good there. What are we doing here? And we left our kneecap on this one too. Alright, so that's a deboned chicken. Well, other than the wings and legs, because I ain't bothering with those tonight. Those are going in the stock. Blood blisters and all. Mm-mm. Just a little more straining. It's flavor. These are going in the oven, even the oven's not quite to temp yet. Just so the oven's clean, ready. Just as I go to put them in there. Whoa. How did that get set to an hour? We'll give them the full 18. They'll be crispy. Yeah, no, we need to go less because those are thinner. 15 minutes. Ote. I might be able to get away with a single chicken breast for tonight. I think that's the plan. Hey, Muskeg. Welcome, welcome. So we'll do the thighs in one bag. One of you lovelies in here. And I don't think I need the tenderloin either. We'll throw the tenderloin in with the thighs. No skin tonight. I'm not going to save that. Hi, Chris. Let's see how that works. Now is doing better than dinner these days. Alright, so I'm going to chop this now up into little bits for searing. Or do I want to do large cuts and break them down? No, let's break it down first. I don't really do that against the table I don't try and do Ziplocs against the counter very often. That didn't work very well for me. Neither getting them into the fridge in the single shot. Well, they're horrible for keeping things air or many times even liquid tight. Newer ones are better than they used to be. The technology that they're using to seal the edges of them is better. I don't know how or in what way, but it's better. Salt, pepper, and garlic on the chicken. No, that was the side I wanted down. Okay, I guess we're overcrowding the pan because it's like 4 extra pieces here. I'm not going to do that separate, as much as I probably should. Listen to what I say, not what I do, chat. But sometimes you should do what I do and not what I say. That must be difficult for you to know which is which. Wish I had my... Oh, we can use this. I was gonna say, I wish I had my little spray bottle, because these need a little fat on the outside of them, but... I don't know why I just got rid of that last sip in that cup. That was a pretty good last sip. What am I gonna put the leftover mozzarella in? Yeah, I think that's the play. We're gonna get those nicely seared off, those lovely looking pieces of chicken. And then I am going to build a cream sauce in that pan. And then I'm going to add spinach, cook the spinach in the cream sauce. Probably lose a bunch of liquid to the sauce and we'll have to reduce it down. I don't know. I hope not, because that means we'll overcook our spinach. And then we're going to use that concoction, the chicken, the cream sauce, and the spinach, along with a couple of slices of mozzarella to fill up our onions. I might just put a single slice of mozzarella over the top because that's a lot of filling for onion rings. We'll see what we get. What do we got down here, bacon? How you looking? Oh, you're looking cooked. You're looking crispy. Bacon. Ah. Yes, I know my monthly bills are due insurance. That's my guess. Was I correct? I was. Masters of interrupting that dinner hour, aren't they? We done cooking over here yet, chicken? Oh yeah, now we got some nice crust going. Yeah. That's what we want. Yeah. a lovely rosette. How many things can you think of to make rosettes out of? I can immediately think of chocolate, bacon, and salmon. Frosting. There you go. Oh, wow, we're just burning through time tonight. It's been another hour already? I will see all of you lovelies when you get back from the break. I maybe gotta cut that timer down by a moment. Yeah. I'm giving myself 30 seconds. It's a little early. Flame's been off on this for a little bit. I'm now going to start making a roux using water primarily. And get all that beautiful chicken flavor off of the bottom of the pan there into that cream sauce. Or half and half sauce. Still not up to a boil, huh? Okay, salt, pepper, MSG. Wish I had thought of this before the salt, but I'm going to throw a little celery salt in there. Garlic powder. Alright, heat off on that. If I were drinking this, if I was using this as a sauce, we want to cook it a little bit longer because that the flavor of the flour probably hasn't cooked out of that roux just yet. Need it about 20 minutes. I'm going to be throwing these in the oven, so... Speaking of the oven, I got to get that tart dough into the oven. It's a blind bake. And probably throw a ton of butter onto the pan underneath. I was mildly tempted to throw it in the bacon pan and just go with it, but nope. Oven started at 400. I've dropped it to 350. I set the timer for 20. If maybe someone missed that because of ads, I don't know if ads are over or not. That was the tart dough going into the oven. Shaping time. Same procedure as usual, inside out. Rather dry dough tonight. Pinch closed and ball. Have I solved the flashing when I go back to the cutting board camera? Is that even a problem for all of you. I don't know if that's even going through on the stream or if it's just me. But every time I come back to this scene that we're at right now, it seems that I was having a square flash up, and I've disabled the source that was the likely scene. The source that was the likely cause. Which was one of the scenes that I used for showing the votes on Can It Be Delicious? Alright, so we've got our 4 rolls here, and then I'm going to do a bit of this action, try and push it down on there in hopes that they'll poof into the ring. Poof into the ring. But we'll let these hang out for a little bit like that and let them do their thing for a second time. By the way, despite this being a ball of starch, this might be the healthiest way to consume an onion ring. Yay? Nay? Me too. Alright, so we got a nice warm sauce back here. Time to dump a bunch of spinach in it. Why are you on back here? I don't need to be paying for you to be on. I forgot what I was in there for. Oh, spinach. I'm not sure what fell, but something just fell in there. Oh, I think there's been some shrinkflation in these spinach containers. I think this used to have a heavier weight to it. There's less spinach here. And turn the heat on now. So far, just working with the heat of the sauce for loosening and softening up the leaves. I don't know if I'm getting to the cauliflower tonight, chat. Cauliflower was just going to be roasted on the side. But we got quite the dinner here, and I'm that's extra time in the oven is the concern. Oh, hey. Maybe you want to see a close-up on what I'm actually working on. Cutting the heat now. Eating some of the, adding a little cellulose. By that I mean the green can Parmesan. Or the red can if you have a red can. Chat just informed me the other night there's red can Parm too. Next steps. Where are we with things? Let's take a glance at our tart dough down there. That's looking fine. And go ahead and add the chicken back into here. I grew up on it. It's got its place. It's certainly not the greatest, but it is, I would say that it's better than the Parmesan that I have right now. The actual Parmesan I have right now, I am not a big fan of. And that's because I got the Parmesan that I have from the Warehouse Club. And I suspect with their business model, excuse me, burping while talking, that's got to be attractive. Their business model, it doesn't really suit them to have the proper best Parmesan. It suits them to have the one with the best deal for them, because people are going to buy Parmesan pretty much regardless, especially if you got one with a nice seal on the outside of it. It looks like it's authentic. Not quite the same thing, though. The flavor's just not there. Which is why I think it made it to the warehouse club. Nowhere near as good as the stuff when I go to... At the same time, the price these days when I go to, say, Whole Foods or Oliver's and get an actual hunk of actual Parmesan, because both Whole Foods and Oliver's will buy actual wheels and break them down. It just doesn't... The quality is so much better. The ones they have at the warehouse club are all perfect. They've all been in one of those cheese cutter wheel machines that perfectly cuts them into perfect slices. And they've all been shrink wrapped and, I don't know, probably waxed too. Alright, 4.5 minutes here. I don't want to quite start building onion ring towers yet. I do... breaking bacon down a bit. Trying to keep nice, relatively large pieces though, but crispy bacon. Returned all my milk bottles the other day. It's always fun. You go to the store and they give you, like... It's one of the few times I go to the store and I might actually break even. Going back to talking about the canned cheese, I also like riffing on the whole cellulose in it thing, you know, like, it makes sense though in the amount of production that they're doing, where it's probably being straight up scraped off of wood in large batch. You know, it's... Let's see, we got all that set. We got you set ready to go. You got you set ready to stuff. we're waiting on that. So we got another minute until that comes out. Then I think I might be actually taking a break here. Give everyone a little heads up to that. I think I'm going to take a quick break here while our buns continue to poof and we heat up the onion rings or par cook the onion rings before we stuff them. So I might as well pull those back out of the freezer here. Get yet another sheet pan dirty. I'm going through the sheet pans tonight. Oh, hey, that one's my rack sheet pan. That one's supposed to be on the top, but I keep putting pans back on top of it. Oh, hush, oven. Nope, you need another couple minutes. Trying to fit them all in. Alright, so we got our jigsaw puzzle of onion rings. But I gave ourselves more time, so now we gotta wait another 4 minutes before we can go to a break. Hey, Melvin. Can all of you double snap? My single snap is better than my double snap, but too oily. What's in the news tonight that I want to talk about? That's all old news. There ain't nothing in the news. Oh, I know I posted something in Discord in food news. What was that? What did I post over here in food? Oh. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that on stream either. One of the largest and longest running studies to date continues to suggest, I've heard the study quoted many times before, but they've re-rolled out the whole new results once again, showing that 2 to 3 cups of caffeinated coffee a day can show to improve your chances of avoiding dementia at an older age. Oh, and White Castle is closing on the Vegas Strip. That one I don't really understand. I may have been just the financials around the location or something. They may think that Vegas is just dead, which Vegas sort of is dead compared to what it was. Like, let's be honest, it's jumped the shark. You've got prediction markets everywhere. You've got online casinos. The percentage of people that are excited about the idea of a trip to Vegas to go gambling, I think, is next to nil. I think they've gotten by the last decade or so with shows and conventions and giant spears but I don't know what they're going to bring to that party in the future. There's still going to be, I mean, we still need like a convention capital. There's still going to be that. But I don't want to go there to vacation. Let's see what we got here in the oven. How is our crust? That's got a bit more color to it now. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's better. I think that's good to go. We'll allow this to cool. And we'll throw our onion rings in for their pre-cook. We'll give those 15 minutes. And, yeah. You hate Vegas, been there once, decided to break up the longest relationship. Yeah, I went once or twice with my folks when I was younger and actually too young to really gamble. And I didn't really mind it so much. It was a lot of walking, but I sort of enjoyed it even as a kid. I've been 3 times as an adult. And once was while I was in college. The other times, take it or leave it. Every time I've gone there, there's been more and more marketing, more and more trying to sell you things. The shops used to be sort of like the casinos. Most of them sort of had like a little indoor mall. Now they're like sprawled out to the sidewalk. You know, street side sales on everything, just trying to maximize their retail real estate. Just not interested. All right, so I've done all of that. We're going to go take a little more than 10-minute break here. While that wraps up, we'll come back to this in 13 and a half minutes. See you folks then.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat. The best you can buy.
So happy, You're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
Wow. Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule.
Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes.
Right.
And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven ready in individual heat and serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and serve, and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter.
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
You are now looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it there. All right, now, as you look at that, don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. I think that'll do it just fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts, and they are colossal. Now, I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw there, just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kix, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open. Simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
Something different for a change? Then try the perfect refreshment. Chili Dilly, a delicious pickle treat that's spiced just right for every bite. Economical, too. There's no waste. You eat every bit of the juicy goodness of Chili Dilly. How about trying one right now? Chili Dilly, on sale at our concession stand. You'll love 'em.
Univac, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. Univac can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. Univac leads the field of electronic computing.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy, better buy, better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye Bird, your guarantee of top-quality frozen food. And your big Bird's Eye buy this week is Bird's Eye Orange Juice. Easy, you can serve it in a minute. Thrifty, it will save you money. Orchard fresh and delicious.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy, better buy, better buy Bird's Eye.
Daddy! Gee, Mom was counting on that Jell-O cake for Johnny's Scout meeting tomorrow. Okay, Daddy. It's so easy to make a cake with Betty Crocker cake mix. I'll make her another one. White cake, devil's food, yellow cake.
It's a good thing her mom's modern. I'm Betty Crocker. With my yellow cake mix, all you do is add water and a couple of fresh eggs. The other ingredients are in the package. Same fine things you'd use right in your own home. You'll get a perfect cake just like this, or write General Mills, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they'll send your money back. A high cake, a light cake, a better tasting cake.
And don't think it isn't. That's why Betty Crocker herself says,
I guarantee a perfect cake every time you bake, cake after cake after cake.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends. Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line, and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
Right, Aroni, the San Francisco treat. Right, Aroni, everybody's got the beat. Started out where cable cars play this song. Now tried at home because very long. Right, Aroni, the San Francisco treat.
From San Francisco, famous for food, comes Rice-A-Roni, the exciting new side dish. Here at last is a welcome change, a change from potatoes. Now you can serve Rice-A-Roni, a delicious side dish with meat, chicken, or fish. And you make Rice-A-Roni in minutes. Everything's right in the box. A packet of soup base, rice, and vermicelli that you brown in butter. Add the special herb-flavored broth, and in minutes, rice-a-roni. Fluffy, fragrant. A wonderful change from potatoes. Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment right. Fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee, make it often, make it right.
To brighten any moment.
Make it coffee.
To enjoy that fresh aroma.
Make it often.
Make it up fresh each time in a clean container. And for full flavor,
Make it right.
and here's how. For each cup of fresh drawn water, use one approved measure of your favorite coffee. That's all, one approved measure per cup.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment bright. Fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee. Make it often. Make it right.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for movie week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Welcome back. Oh, hey, that microphone's actually... There we go. Welcome back. There we go. Music. Alright, so onions pre-cooked, par-cooked. Yummy, yummy. I'm going to add a little half and half to that there in lieu, instead of egg tonight. Just because egg costs a fortune now. I don't feel like wasting an egg just to coat the top of these. I would if it was more. We're going to quick take the onions off. This will also help glue those onions down since it didn't really poof through. I was sort of hopeful that we'd get like a bubble up through it. It's more like it weighted down as it went up. If you notice, this one is sort of like a cone. It kept going up, but just sort of kept at the same spot and didn't climb the onion ring at all. Alright, so those are now thoroughly coated. Put our onion rings back down on top. Oh, my bad. My bad. I believe I just killed my microphone. Test. What is going on here? Test, test. Okay, so you can hear me. But I can't hear me for some reason now all of a sudden? My earbud just decided to lower its volume all of a sudden for some reason? I think that's what happened. No? I'm not sure why. My earbud just decided to be quiet on me. Oh well. So these now go in the oven. Oh, we need our oven back up to 400 now. So we'll bring the oven back up to 400. And I'll turn my attention back over to this. But we need our filling for that first. Had trouble finding this tonight. I went to several stores looking for this tonight, and I didn't buy the brand I was originally planning to. Hard to find maple flavored yogurt apparently now. All sorts of honey yogurts now. Alright, so we have our maple yogurt. But that's sort of thick to put in, or sort of thin to put in there like that. So I want to thicken it up a little bit. And I am going to do that with a combination of leftover powdered sugar. I'm using it. I saved it. And even though this is probably already past its expiration before I even used it the first time, I've had this for quite a while. That might be a best by 2021. We're going to use it tonight anyways. I'm going to put a little xanthan gum in this, because I need something to thicken up that yogurt. If I can actually get this thing to open. The plastic on this does not want to open. Needle nose pliers. Let's see if we can get that. Nope. These don't hold tight very well. There we go. Tips on these don't really line up too well anymore. They were hand-me-down from my grandfather. Best Buy, you good? Yeah. It wasn't opened. Yeah, it was completely unopened beforehand. And I only need a little bit. For this, I probably need half a teaspoon. Like, I only need a little bit. Oh, hey. Take the plastic wrap off of this. I am going to mix the xanthan gum with the sugar to prevent that clumping mentioned. It's probably going to be a year until I use it again. Try and seal that close, but I'm now going to pour that into our crust. Hey Alex, welcome in. Walnuts. Nice, Melvin. What is this? What you're looking at? This here is an onion ring tart crust with a maple yogurt that I just sweetened with a bit of powdered sugar and thickened with a little bit of xanthan gum. It hasn't quite thickened up, but I'm going with it anyways. And now we're gonna throw walnuts on top. Going to an ad break. I will finish the dressing after you all get back. What is that noise I am hearing? Wonder if I have a neighbor having a party or something. Maybe I'm hearing something from in back. Nope. Okay, oven's at 400. I am going to throw buns in the oven. "20-minute timer there. Something wonky with my earbud tonight. Anybody got oil on the outside of it? I'm not sure. Your first tonight? Ooh. I think I read that already, but I didn't really process what I was reading. Don't wish tinnitus on anyone. It's not clogged. I think I got it now. Cleaning helped. It knocked the volume down to half, but the cleaning helped. Okay, we back from ads yet? Yeah. So now we have to add our bacon. And I'm just gonna sneak the slices in here wherever I really can. No, one didn't disappear. That's exactly what I caught earlier. So that is going to go in the fridge. Wish I was a little more uniform. I need like one piece of bacon right there. I don't know. That's the exact number of pieces of bacon that I cut. But we can ditch the rest of this now. We can now go with this. And this is going in the fridge. And this is where I think we're gonna build our onion ring towers. But we're not quite there yet. Can you even close back up? Nope, you're not really useful. So these are our first two towers. And then those are going to be an extra onion taller. Because they're smaller. And because you broke, I get to eat you. Got lucky with that one. Got lucky that didn't... It swung back and it hit the inside of that bowl. I'm shocked it didn't just keep going and fall. Gabagoo. Oh, I thought it was the missus that always needed the gabagool. Like, she needed it for Tony, but she was always the one talking about it. Can't even remember her name right now. Yeah, it's about time I probably go through that series again. It's been a minute. Yes, Carmela. Can I save you? Yes, we're saving you. Waiting. I don't want to get started with this too early because we're adding sauce to the inside of these onion rings. They're going to immediately start absorbing that sauce. I want to have the sauce ready to go in the oven. So I'm trying to time this for when the rolls are coming out that these can go in. In other words, we need another 3.5 minutes or so chilling. I think this dinner would equally be as amazing using a tomato sauce. Like, I'm essentially making like an onion ring lasagna. I debated calling it that. Especially if I layer the mozzarella in there, which I'm debating doing now. I might have to do this again with the lasagna style stack. Could use like a orzo or what's the name of the small star pastina, something like that. Maybe even the sort of really short tube macaroni. Well, they're not macaroni because they're not curved, but like the really short circles. That'd probably be really good cost-wise because they take up more air. I was just more in the mood for chicken and spinach than... Thank you, Soph. actually sort of surprised the more I'm doing this dinner, the more I think about it. Why hasn't some national chain done this? Like, you could have them pre-cooked, pre-made, just blast them in the oven to warm them up. We'll see. Maybe they're hard. Hard to keep nice. Hard to keep in position. I think this has been working nicer, the face cam tonight, turning around. Then it doesn't work when I said that. That was good. I upped the needs to see a face more meter on the FS source. Alright, down to 5 minutes on bread. Let's get stacking. Yes, I'm licking my fingers. I'm making dinner for myself. Not quite going to use this whole chicken breast, but most of it. Trying to get the last of the spinach in here for this one. I got 2 more pieces of chicken in the pan. Perfect timing. Even though I took my time. Buns are out of the oven. And onion rings are back in. There's a high risk that those fall in the oven, by the way, considering some of their structure is based entirely on that mozzarella. Wrap up the rest of the mozzarella. Not near as nice as a glossy, lightly brown top when we're not using egg and bread flour. But I think those turned out pretty tasty looking for as is. Onion ring stays on by itself. You know, give it the blizzard test. But again, restaurant can maybe even just throw those in a broiler? Under a broiler? Under a salamander? A small flat, comma, okay. I thought it was calling cookies flats. Which sort of fits, but I was like, really? That's the dictionary? Oh, hey, I was supposed to put a timer here, I guess. Everyone saw the finished tart, right? A little less wiggly now. But there we have our maple yogurt, walnut, and bacon tart with onion ring crust. So close. Three-fifths right. There you go. I have not seen this. Sip time. That's a Twitch global emote. I did say there was a high chance that they could fall over, right? I'm adding 3 minutes to the timer. So we got 6 minutes on that. Maybe. I don't know why I'm washing my hands now after touching my mouth. After I tasted my fingers 10 times building the onion ring towers. Yes, I realized I was doing that. I don't know if I commented about it or not. But it's good to be sanitary, I guess. Curious to see what the onion ring rolls are like. For anyone just tuning in and seeing me make these, there are onion rings in the actual dough itself, not just on the top. Is it actually hiding the other one when it does that? Oh, it's on static overlays. I've been fighting the bot on the logo lately. Or fighting LLMs. The logo, I used to have it perfect when I had it timed out with either Mix It Up Bot or Streamer Bot. But since I moved to using it with SprinkleBot, it overlaps. You see the overlap at the end of that one there? And it's because before... Yeah, I gotta get it to do it just the last, frame of it. Because otherwise, it either flashes, or I had it before what I thought was perfect, where it swapped between the two, but it left the solid one on before it switched to the animated, or vice versa, just barely. You like those hand motions? That's how you change the overlays. We're almost there. Last minute and a half. Last 90 seconds. I want an onion ring. Well, I have onion rings over there, but like, I want to break into like one of the onion ring rolls, or I want to eat. I'm hungry. Hungry. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, we got a couple of collapses here. My earbud's about to die now, too. Has it been 3.5 hours? And mostly recoverable. That one I'm not even going to try. Came over here and wiped goop on the stream deck for some reason. Yeah, so I think we need to actually alter this setup here so we can take photos. We'll start with this. Thought I heard the oven trying to kick back on. Oh, come on, turn. I'm waiting for it to turn for the perfect picture. It won't be the perfect picture. I think this was a great dinner. I think this is a great ingredient challenge. I found it to be a fun one to figure out something to do with dinner. Or dessert, rather. Would love to hear what you think of the dessert. Would you order that as a dessert? Onion ring rolls. Let's give one of these a break into. See if we can. Oh, that is attached. Again, AP flour rolls, so a little denser than bread rolls. Still nice and soft. And then onion ring. Lasagna, not lasagna. I think it's just going to be delicious. Let's see, what can we do here? I do think it is that time. There is a new ingredient challenge vote already up in the Discord. Next week it's between sesame and frozen mozzarella sticks. Both of those decent challenges. Both of those could work great in both sides. Largely depends on the mozzarella sticks if you got a whole bunch of garlic or oregano in there. I could use fried cheese all day long in a dessert. And sesame, it's not the greatest dessert, but you can do some fun things with sesame for dessert. Don't have any plans in the menus for Friday. Don't know what I'm going to do for sure. Left it open, gave myself some creative freedom. Sunday, we're doing Arkansas. I've talked about that earlier. We're doing fried catfish, hush puppies, and tortilla chips with queso. All originating from the great state of Arkansas. I don't have plans in there for Monday either, apparently. But we will by the time we get there. Monday's caramel popcorn day. That sounds like a good thing to celebrate. I think more people should celebrate caramel popcorn day. Anyways, I hope to see you all back here for any of those or next week's ingredient challenge. Let's see who's out there to give a raid to tonight. Oh, let's go see someone that hasn't been back to streaming for a minute. Sorry, Bland. We had a fun night. I had to work with onion rings for everything. So we have an onion ring tart crust with a maple yogurt filling, bacon, and walnuts. We got onion ring rolls with onion rings not just garnishing, but also mixed into the rolls. And we have a chicken and spinach with mozzarella and cream sauce, velouté. No, not velouté. Bechamel. In the onions, baked in the onion rings. I hope you all have a lovely evening, everyone. We're going to go say hello to Devil Dog Baker, another food and drink streamer who I said he hasn't been streaming much lately. He's making his return back for a while. I'm not sure what he's doing. Looks like he's talking about an inflatable bed right now. I wish you all a wonderful evening, and like I said, I'll be back here on Friday. Good night.